Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I am Bharathan. I share interesting stories and concepts from the books and articles I read. Today we are going to see an interesting topic: how a state government manages its finance. Recently, Tamil Nadu government published a white paper on their finance situation. Today's video we are going to see how a state government earns money, how it spends money, what is their current fiscal deficit, how they manage their fiscal deficit, how does the state government owned enterprises perform, how Tamil Nadu government is going to come out from this financial crisis. Come, let us get into the video. How does the state government earn? The state government earns 1 rupee in the following ways. 39 paise comes from the tax revenue, which includes all GST collections, excise and liquor, property tax and tax on new vehicles. Shares from central government GST is 36 paise. Central government grants contributes 11 paise. Import and customs duty contributes 8 paise. Non-tax revenue generates 4 paise and non-debt capital receipts contributes 2 paise. This is how a state government earns 1 rupee. Now let us look into how the state government spends that money. State government spend 1 rupee in following ways. 19 paise goes into salary. Non-salary expenses cost 4 paise. Pension for state government employees is 8 paise. Effectively, 31 paise goes for government staffs. 13 paise is paid as an interest to the debt. The total debt of Tamil Nadu government is close to 4 lakh crores. Subsidies and free schemes cost 35 paise. Current subsidies include electricity, free ration and transport. Infrastructure development costs 13 paise, which includes laying new roads, water connection, electricity generation projects. What is the financial issues the state faces? The revenue is less than the expenses. This state is called deficit. If it is calculated for a financial year, then it is called fiscal deficit. To compare with other states, we need to have a same platform. That's where gross state domestic product comes into picture. We call it as GSDP. GSDP is defined as a measure in monetary terms of the volumes of all goods and services produced within the boundaries of the state during a given period of time. Now let us look into the gross state domestic product of Tamil Nadu from 2006 to 2020-21. Now let us look into the top 5 Indian states in terms of gross state domestic product. First rank is Maharashtra, followed by Tamil Nadu. Third is Uttar Pradesh. Fourth is Gujarat and fifth is Karnataka. Now let us look into the outstanding debt trend of Tamil Nadu. It was constantly increasing from 60,000 crores all the way up to close to 5.5 lakh crores. And outstanding debt as a percentage of GSDP, which was close to 15% in 2011. Now it went up almost close to 26%. Now let us look into the outstanding liabilities of other states. From this table it is clearly visible Tamil Nadu liabilities as a percentage of gross state domestic product is highest, which means Tamil Nadu has got higher liability compared to other states. Reserve Bank of India published this net market borrowing data. You can clearly see from 2018-19, 1920, 2021, Tamil Nadu is the highest borrower. Except 2020-21, because of Corona, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Sikkim borrowed more than Tamil Nadu. So how a state government manages the fiscal deficit? State government issues development bonds, call it as SLD. Banks and financial institutions provides loan. How we get a loan against collateral? Same way, state government also gets loan against collaterals or securities. For example, for housing related projects, Housing and Urban Development Corporation, we call it as HUDCO, and LIC provides loan. For agriculture, NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development provides loan. For electricity projects, Power Finance Corporation, which is listed in NSE, General Insurance Corporation, Unit Trust of India and Rural Electrification Corporation provides loan. World Bank and Asian Development Bank provides loan for infrastructure development projects. Now let us look into the state government owned companies' performance. TANGEDCO, which operates the electricity distribution in Tamil Nadu. The average cost of supply of electricity is 9 rupees 6 paise per unit, whereas the average rate of realization is 6 rupees 70 paise. There is a shortfall of ₹2 rupees 36 paise. Agricultural supply is free in Tamil Nadu, whereas state government subsidy is only 3 rupees 32 paise per unit. So there is a loss of 5 rupees 74 paise per unit. TANGEDCO cannot recover the expenses through its service, but also need to invest in high tension lines and transformers, which cost close to 4,000 crores. They meet out these expenses through borrowings. Also, increase in salary and pension is a main reason for mounting losses. Now let us look into the state transport unit. State transport unit operational cost per kilometer is 96 rupees 75 paise. Revenue recovery is only 37 rupees 60 paise per kilometer. So loss per kilometer is 59 rupees 15 paise. Now let us look into this graph. 1 rupee comes to state transport unit in following ways. 55 paise comes through operation revenue. 10% comes from government as a compensation for subsidy, and 1 paise comes from advertisement, and 34 paise comes from borrowing. State transport unit spend 1 rupee in following way. 25 paise is spent for diesel, 2 paise is spent for spares and repairs. Establishment cost, which includes all the salary and pension, costs 57 paise. Interest cost for the borrowing is 8 paise. Taxes is 1 paise and other cost is 7 paise. You can clearly see the government borrowing is more than the revenue. So the only way out is to increase the revenue. Is it as simple? No. At the same time, it is impossible? No. In the past, central government as well as few state governments came out from such a poor financial crisis situation efficiently. Tamil Nadu government recently formed a Global Economic Advisory Council, which includes Raghuram Rajan, former RBI Governor, Aravind Subramaniam, former Chief Economic Advisor to Prime Minister, S. Narayanan, former Economic Affairs Secretary. All are from Tamil Nadu. And Esther Duflo, Nobel laureate, spent close to 20 years in Tamil Nadu, traveled almost all villages, and knows Tamil Nadu in and out. Next is John Dress, Belgian-born, Indian-based economist and social activist. He also spent considerable time in Tamil Nadu. It will be interesting to see how the newly formed Tamil Nadu government is going to act and address the financial crisis and comes out from this vicious cycle successfully. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and family members. We'll meet you next week with one more interesting topic. Till then, it's goodbye.